what's up, guys? It is Dan from FightWave. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Of course, today we are in Arizona, and you know we had to get right. We had to check in with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. MarQuel Mederos. And first and foremost, Texan, Californian, we're both in Arizona. What are we doing here? You know, you obviously, first and foremost, my man, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
Always
yes,
a privilege to speak with you, and we chopped it up a good bit today and, a few days ago. How are you feeling right now? New year. You've got a lot of, great fights ahead of you and a lot of, stuff that's going on. Talk to me about how you're feeling.
Man, I feel phenomenal. I think, man, as you get older and you start doing this stuff more, the New Year's doesn't really affect you. I feel like that's if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then you're like New Year, New Me. But, man, I'm feeling good all in all, for sure.
Absolutely. And it's hard not to feel good when you're in sunny Arizona. Right now, obviously, perfect. In my opinion, from California, perfect weather. But, right now in Arizona, of course, a new gym change, training formerly at Factory X. Nothing but love for them. They're great peoples. But, coming out here to the MMA Lab where we're at right now in Arizona, talk to me a little bit just about the gym change and just how it's been thus far.
Gym change is big for me because I started my career at Factory X, right? Yeah. And that's where I've been since the beginning. So to move when you just get into the UFC is kind of crazy, but it's also a good crazy, because it gives you a new life. Because when you come to a new gym, it's uncomfortable. And when you're in uncomfortable situations, it helps you build. But besides that, man, it's good. I love the people here. I love the gym here. I love the competition, the bodies, everything about it. I love Arizona, the weather. I haven't been here for the summer yet. Yeah. So let's tone it down, but it's good for right now.
Absolutely. Right now, no complaints at all. And obviously, we saw the room in there. It's one of the most high-level rooms I think I've ever been in. Maybe the only high-level room I've ever been in, if we're being honest. But, just the quality in there. You've got 3 top 15 bantamweights in there right now. You've got Jared Cannonier. You've got some great regional scene prospects, including Leslie Hernandez. You've got Antoine Ho. Just the list goes on and on. You've got even Jose Delgado. Benson Henderson was here yesterday. The gym is so much quality. So when you come into, it's not necessarily unfamiliar territory, obviously, training at Factory X, high-level gym, coming to another high-level gym. What's kind of the, conversations that are had with the legends here and the fighters here? Like, what's that kind of conversations that are had between the fighters when you're, coming to a new gym where it's already established, you've got a lot of high-level talent?
I think the conversations are the same, right? Because, I mean, what you search for is what you get. So if you search for high-level guys in those rooms, then you get high-level conversations, and the conversations are consistent. I don't think between people who do things great, there's not many things that aren't similar. There's a lot of similarities in those people. So it's the same conversations, maybe slight differences about how they think about things, but it's the same things for sure.
Definitely. And obviously, right now for you, I think a big thing with, we've spoken about this a little bit briefly, is just the activity. I know for you, just not necessarily frustration, but you're like, hey, I want to get in there. I want to fight immediately. And that's a big thing that I've seen a lot of fighters kind of vocalize. And I know you fought Landon Quinones and were successful in your UFC debut. And first and foremost, I got to congratulate you because that was a great fight. I think it was a phenomenal fight. And then just talk to me a little bit about, wanting to get back in there. I think that's a conversation that a lot of fight fans don't know about. It's just wanting to get in there, maybe timing's not being correct. What's been kind of the MO on getting that next fight?
No idea right now. I'm trying to push for it as hard as I can, for sure. At this point, I'm about to start posting some crazy shit and getting in there. But I'm trying to get in there as soon as possible. I think patience is a virtue. You gotta learn how to have patience in this game, and then when the time comes, you better be ready to show out. Because as bad as you want it, you better be ready to show out just as much.
Definitely. And when you talk about being ready to show out, I don't think there's been anybody that showed out in the way that you can anticipate on the Contender Series, quite like yourself. Even you got a lot of high praise from Dana White watching the fight live. He was there. He said there's something special to this kid. He had a lot of high praise for you in that moment. So when you talk about going in that high pressure situation like the Contender Series and then winning your UFC debut and getting the praise from someone like the boss man in the form of Dana White, how much does that motivate you, knowing all the sacrifices you've made in the fight game to get to where you've gotten?
You know what? It's a weird way I'm gonna answer it because I feel like most people would give you the tradition. Oh, super motivating. Yeah. The boss stuff. It's motivating. Don't get me wrong, but I don't thrive off that because I feel like if you constantly searching the validation of that and you're not looking inwards or at your own results, then we got issues. So it is definitely motivating, but you're only as good as your last win. All right. You go to sleep on a win, you wake up on a loss. Yeah. And I think I'm chasing consistency more than praise or anything else. So I want to go out there and be more active this year. Yeah. Get a couple knockouts, look pretty doing it, not going to the interviews beat up, and then we'll have a good year for sure.
Definitely. And then on top of that, just right now, we talk about, like you said, consistency breeds, just being content with yourself. And I think that definitely throughout your career, just the consistencies that we've seen from you thus far, it's been great. And I know for you, on the topic of faith, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. I know for you, it's a very big thing, and I know for a lot of fighters it is.
Yeah,
Talk to me about how faith has kind of guided you throughout your career, and how much it's meant to you to have, a higher being or just that power in your corner throughout all of life's challenges that the fight game might bring to you.
Right. Yeah. This is what I attribute it to. Obviously, I believe in God, but if you feel like there's nothing bigger than yourself, if you feel like you're the biggest it can get, then that crushes a lot of people, because when bad times come, if you're not able to handle it yourself, then we got issues, right?
Absolutely.
So I attribute a lot of my, a lot of my mental success and physical success to God, and then it transfers on, you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
So,
and MarQuel, seriously, man, one of my favorite, lightweights on the roster right now. Obviously, the love is real. We see your work ethic, we see what you're doing, and personally, like I said, one of my favorite lightweights on the active roster right now. And it's hard not to be excited as a lightweight right now in the UFC. When you look at the talent in front of you, dude, there's so many insane. I mean, there's probably names on the table. You're like, hey, if they give me a contract with this guy's name on it, don't even hesitate. I know just some of the names.
Just give me like a list of like 4 names. I'll just sign all of them shits. And the thing is, too, all these top lightweights are getting old. So it's time for the new guys to step in. It's been these same guys. It's been Dustin at the top for the longest. It's been Michael Chandler at the top. Charles. It's time to get the new guys up. So this year, I'm gonna make a point to go out, get my victories, and make my way up there fast, because it's time for the new guys to get in. These guys are getting in their late 30s, 40s. There's no reason we shouldn't be getting these guys out. It also shows, the dog and the mentality that they have, but it's time to get it up there for sure.
Definitely. And I guess just out of curiosity, is there any names? I know you signed the fight with Nazim Sadikov. That fight fell through. Is there any names that stand out to you that you're like, hey, UFC, please get me this name across my doorstep? And if you want to share it with the camera,
man, it was a couple. I asked for James Yontop right after Contender. I didn't get that one. Obviously, he's out. I asked for what's the Zaitar brother that fights in my weight class?
Ottman, yeah.
Yeah, so I asked for him. Obviously, he got a fight. Damn it, I don't want to ask for anybody, because it seems like everybody I asked for is a no-go.
Yeah.
So let's just not say anything. Whoever they give me, I'll take.
For sure.
Obviously, right? So if because even with that Sadikov fight, nobody wanted to fight him. I took it on like 2 weeks' notice. I got injured, unfortunately. Yeah. But I mean, anybody, anywhere, right? So.
Absolutely, anybody, anytime, anywhere. That is the MarQuel Mederos mantra. And MarQuel, thank you so much for your time, brother. A privilege, as always, to speak with you. Sure. And on a final note, of course, 2025, you said, new year, new me, not necessarily the way that you go about it, but what are the goals for MarQuel Mederos for the foreseeable future? And what's your message to the supporters at home?
My goals are more daily than they are for the year, but I will give you 1 yearly goal. I am going 3-0 this year, 3 knockouts. And then if you support, stay supporting, man. I know this game is a lot of ups and downs. I'm going to show you all the ups this year, and then let's go for a ride, baby. Let's do it.
Absolutely. And Texas and California meet for something special in Arizona. You know the vibes. And MarQuel, thank you so much for your time. To the fans at home watching, check out MarQuel Mederos on social media. It's been me, Dan, from FightWave. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this interview. Do be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a great day, guys.